Welcome back or welcome for the first time. This episode is part of the Money Reset series, but it's also a complete guide on its own. Today we're going deeper into the part of money that most people misunderstand: spending. Not budgeting, not restricting, just spending intentionally in a way that reflects the life you want. So let's start with the first one. Most budgeting advice sets you up to fail. It tells you to track every single dollar, cut everything fun, and just be disciplined. But here's the truth. You are not a robot. You're human with desires, emotions, cravings, stress cycles, habits, and dreams. In behavioral science, we know that people don't spend logically. They spend emotionally, and it can explain exactly why. Present bias, stress relief, social proof, and habit loops. Here are some familiar moments in your life that show these patterns most of us fall into. The week was long, so you treat yourself and worry about the credit card later. You're overwhelmed, so you buy something to feel more in control. Everyone at work orders takeout again, so you do that too, even though you brought your own lunch. You open the bills you're drowning in, and you buy a new outfit to soothe yourself anyway. None of these moments mean you're bad with money. They just mean you're operating with a human brain that is designed to avoid any discomfort and constantly seeks relief. These psychological drivers shape your spending way more than any spreadsheet ever will. So when your budget treats you like a rational machine, of course you'll eventually break it. That's what creates the cycle. Budget, restrict, willpower fatigue, overspend, feel awful, avoid, repeat. This is why traditional budgeting doesn't stick. Not because you're irresponsible, but because the system wasn't designed for real human behavior. Now, how are we going to set up a system that is designed for real human behavior? Instead of budgets, I use a system that actually respects real life. It's simple, it's flexible, and it's value-based. So let me introduce you the 3-bucket spending system. The first bucket is essential. It's what keeps your life functioning. The second one is future you. That's your safety buffer, creating breathing room. And the third one is life quality and enjoyment. These are things that make you feel alive, whatever it might be for you. And you want to know why it works? Here's the part most people don't know. Your brain loves simplicity. In cognitive psychology, there's a concept that is called the rule of 3. Our minds absorb information in groups of 3 way more easily than anything else. It's why stories have 3 acts. It's why headlines come in 3s. And that's also why we have a saying that's one of my most favorite ones: 3rd time's the charm. Our brain feels safe with 3. And this really matters because decision fatigue is real. The more categories you try to manage, the more overwhelmed your brain becomes and the less intentional your spending gets. But when everything flows into 3 different buckets, decision fatigue drops dramatically. Spending becomes conscious and not chaotic. And here is the best part. The bucket system is not a budget. Budgets tell you what you're not allowed to do. Buckets help you understand why you're doing what you do and whether it aligns with the person you're becoming. When your spending fits into these 3 buckets, everything becomes easier. You stop asking, am I allowed to buy this? And you start asking, does this fit the life I'm building? For years, my spending was not very intentional. When I was younger and working in fashion, I used clothes and shopping as like an emotional escape. I didn't even realize how much money slipped through my fingers. Later, when I moved to Amsterdam, I spent a lot of money on eating out, nightlife, and social events. It made me happy in the moment, but at the end of the month, I was always at zero. I used my overdraft as if it was part of my income, and none of this made me irresponsible. I just hadn't learned how to spend intentionally yet. The turning point came when I had to start repaying my student loan debt. That was the time I truly felt financial pressure. And in that moment, I had to choose between impulse spending and the life I actually wanted. It wasn't discipline. It was alignment. And this realization changed everything. That spending should reflect who you're becoming, not who you're coping as. So let's take that same clarity and apply it to your life. The first place to begin is with your non-negotiable essentials. Write down what keeps your life functioning: rent, groceries, transportation, utilities. This is your stability foundation, your baseline, your container for safety. Then I want you to look at your meaningful enjoyment, the things that you truly value, not the things you buy out of stress or habit, but the things that actually improve your quality of life. For you, that might be traveling, going to the gym, eating out once a week, books, cycling, coffee, hobbies, or weekends away. This list matters more than you think. It reveals what brings you alive. Next up, we're gonna look at your future you priorities, saving for your goals, investing for stability, preparing for a move, a dream, a shift. This bucket is where long-term calm lives. Now, take a step back and look at all three. Where is your money going that doesn't reflect who you want to be this year? Where are you spending out of habit instead of intention? Where are you using money for relief instead of meaning? This is where change begins. Not in tracking every dollar, but in noticing the misalignment. Intentional spending is not about doing less. It's about doing what matters more. When you remove the noise and release the spending that isn't aligned with your values, something shifts. You stop fighting your budgets. You stop battling your impulses. You stop shaming yourself for being human. And you begin working with your values instead of against them. Money finally becomes supportive and not stressful. This is the heart of a conscious spending reset. It's not perfection. It's honesty, and it's noticing your patterns, understanding your needs, and choosing what aligns with the person you want to become. And the next video will go even deeper into that. We'll talk about saving in a way that feels gentle, meaningful, and sustainable. Not pressure, not punishment, just clarity. So see you in the next video. Bye!